up with it?
What's up?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Why don't you introduce yourself, let people know who you are?
Yeah, so my name is Morgan Casey, and I'm the founder of Date Ideas and Things to Do.
Okay. Well, who exactly is Morgan Casey?
Oh, on the professional side or on the like?
We can,
how you want it? It depends on how you want it.
We'll start with the person. Don't get too,
Right. I got you. No, so like first, I'm a mother. I have a 9-year-old son, and he's my main motivation. So I have to mention him first because everything that we'll talk about business-wise is because of him. And I try to tell him that as much as possible, that like you're my motivation. Like I literally posted a picture today. It was just of him, and it just said my motivation. Besides that, I'm a fiance. I have a beautiful fiance, Donna Thomas, who we started. I started my business with her, and yeah, I'm just like an easygoing person that grew up in St. Louis, Florissant, McClure North High School. That's where I, go Stars.
Didn't they have like a reunion or something, like a bonfire where they had all McClure?
They did, yes. Yeah. It was the same night. I think I had an event that night. I had a Halloween party that night.
Okay.
So I didn't make it, but yeah, I love my school.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the business side.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm the founder of Date Ideas and Things to Do. I actually started planning events in 2013. Started falling in love with like doing speed dating events, like little things that brought the community together in a fun way, different way. And then 2 years ago, I started the Date Ideas group in St. Louis. And honestly, we thought it was going to be something small, like maybe a couple hundred people to follow it. But we had 5,000 members in the first week.
Wow.
So yeah, so from there, my fiance was like, clearly this is something that is like bigger than us. Let's make this a business. Let's make this not just in St. Louis, but in other cities. Mm-hmm. So currently we're in 17 different cities, probably over 750,000 members across the country, and yeah.
You say 17 different cities. So did you like physically travel to these cities, or just community group online?
I haven't even been to half of them, I'll be honest. This is all online communities.
Yeah.
The cool thing is we're able to work with other creators in those cities to pretty much what me and my fiance do in St. Louis, those other creators are doing in those cities for us.
Yeah. And did you and your fiance create this together? You kind of breeze across it a little bit.
I'm glad you asked. You're the first person to ask this question. So I had a person that I was working with who was watching me on social media, and like I was posting the places I was taking my fiance, and she was like, you're posting all places I didn't even know was in St. Louis. She's like, can you create something where I can follow all the places you're going? So like she gave me the idea to do it, and I came home and I told Donna, I'm like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. We need a name for it. So we started like literally from the beginning, but I got the idea from somebody at work.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, that's obviously good that you pointed out, like somebody said like, hey, like the things you do that's in St. Louis, like where do you find these places? Because a lot of people typically go to the same, same nightclubs or the same, they have the same birthday celebrations each year.
That was me. Like I was going to the same place. I'm 31, and I'm telling you, I was going to the same places every year, all the time. But I'll be honest with you, like it was my girl that got me like to thinking out the box. Because I was like, we got a history, like we've known each other probably literally all our life. We can talk about that later, but
we'll get into it.
But like when we actually started like dating, and we got together planning our class reunion, so it was like around the time we were working together, planning the reunion, and then also like dating. She's I hold her up on like this high just standard. She's so different from anybody I've ever been with. But I was like, I can't just take her to the regular spots, like. So I had to like just really do my research and look for these cool places and things to do, and it paid off.
Hey, it did.
in more ways than once.
I say that because a lot of people like to say this, oh, there ain't nothing to do in St. Louis. We got so many, amazing things to do here in our city, and someone like you to highlight it, that's beautiful. Yeah,
like one of my favorites is like, I remember always wanting to go skydiving, and I never thought to do it anywhere near St. Louis. I thought I had to go to Vegas or Cali or somewhere like that to do it. So when I found out you could skydive like right across the river, I'm like, that's insane,
I actually did that for my 30th birthday. I think, it was last year for my 30th birthday, yeah. I did it down in Fenton. I think it was Gateway. Might be saying it wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, Gateway skydive. So I actually passed out
You did?
Yes, I passed out. It's a video of me out there, and literally like the free falling part, like I'm going crazy, like straight rock star or whatever. And soon as he lets the parachute up, and it like sucks you back up, and then you go down slowly. And I remember, the last thing I remember is looking down. And I said to him, "It's gonna be a long time before we get to the bottom and out."
Really? Hey, in my head, I had a different mindset. Like, hey, I'm finna enjoy this because anything can happen.
You got your money's worth. Right?
Yeah, I'm finna enjoy it. I got the video, everything. Because hey, stuff happens. Good thing I made it through that situation.
Right.
Well, I guess like you said, you and your fiance have a unique story with how you guys, you knew each other, but you didn't know each other throughout your whole life.
Yeah.
Do you mind explaining that?
Yeah. So Donna and I were born on the exact same day, April 17th, 1991, in the same hospital, St. Mary's. We went to the same high school, same college, and we got together planning our 10-year class reunion. But it got even crazier. Like when we got together, we started looking at baby pictures and stuff like that. We found 2 pictures of our moms in the exact same maternity outfit. Then we found pictures of us around the same age in the exact same sports uniform. Now it was grade school, so it wasn't when we went to high school together. I went to St. Thomas the Apostle for grade school, and she went to like a public grade school, but she played sports for the school that I was going to. So literally same uniform.
That's crazy. Well, that's like, man, that's one in a million.
Exactly. I tell her, like, we gotta be together now. Like, we stuck.
Yeah, right.
Too many signs.
As far as the date ideas and things to do, what are the plans for the group? Well, yeah, for the group.
Well, like I wouldn't even say for the plans for the group right now, because we've grown to be an actual company now. Okay. And like I literally just got my trademark last week, so that
take a while.
Yes, but you know what? Like my testimony is that this time last year, I walked away from my career of 10 years. I was a memory care director, and I got to the point where I couldn't juggle both. I could not do social media and do a memory care director at the same time, and I had to make that decision of which one am I going to choose. And I decided to choose my own company. And I remember taking my last check, my last guaranteed piece of money, and purchasing my trademark. So to like fast forward that time to now and looking where I am and the things that I've done in this past year, it's just like a testimony of saying like never give up, and even when it gets hard or it might seem challenging, keep going, like, because it's definitely gonna pay off.
Believe in yourself, man. Like just to hear you say that, because like I have my own platform company, should I say, and maybe just my self-doubt is telling me not to do it. I have my own job, career, but I'm not comfortable just saying, oh, I'm going to take this. Even though I know it's profitable,
Yeah.
I just haven't, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm still not there. People assume they see millions of views and stuff like that and think you got millions of dollars, and I'm nowhere near that yet.
Gotcha.
But I think the biggest piece is believing in that word yet, because I'm going to get there.
For sure.
And then I can say that even though it hasn't been super easy, I've never been hungry. I've never been without a place to stay. Like, all my needs have been met. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention God on here, but I believe in God, and that is who has kept me this entire time of this journey. So
this is what you do full time?
This is my full time. So I'm sure people are probably wondering, like, well, like, how do you get paid from it? Like, what are you doing? Most people get paid like to be monetized through the platforms. Mm-hmm. I do not. So I'm not monetized on any platform. I probably could be, but I'm not. I actually seek out brand partnerships with the companies directly, instead of going through the social media platforms. And so with that being said, people pay to advertise on the platforms, but I don't want a page that feels like I'm selling you something. Mm-hmm. So it's all organic. So it's like,
I feel the same way.
Yeah, so it's curated. So it's like I've turned down more money, honestly, than I've made this year, because you can't just pay me to tell people that they need to use your service or whatever. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we just started our media team. So like that's major for us. Being able to do media for like a lot of these large companies, I never in my life would have thought that like these big, huge like companies are asking me like, hey Morgan, do you know anybody that does photography or videography? And I'm like, I'm steady getting all these questions. Let me start my own media team. That way when they're asking, I'm like, we can do it.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you more about this. So basically, you're saying companies they reach out to you say, hey, do you have a photographer or a videographer? You say, hey, you took it upon yourself to establish your own team in house, basically.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. Now I know that you have the Experience book coming out.
Yeah, we just purchased a company. So the Experience Booklet is like the dopest passport in the city for the last 5 years. Shout out to Jordan. He was the creator of it. He also used to own St. Louis Graham, which is a huge influencer page on Instagram. So I got word that he was selling the company, and I'm like, I was already creating our own passport, but it's like, I try to give the example. I told Donna, I'm like, if we were creating a soda brand, and then we find out we're in the beginning stages, and we find out Pepsi's for sale, and we can afford to buy Pepsi, we're gonna buy Pepsi and just add to it or whatever. Like, you know, if I didn't have to start from scratch, then why do it? People buy companies all the time. So basically, it's a coupon book, modernized, where it's real small, little black book, and people are able to like go to different restaurants and bars and get free things, and they just sign off on it, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Now, how does it feel to be doing what you're doing for the city, and not just the city? Like you said, you're in 17 different cities. So
yeah, you know, I love it. I get a little bit of imposter syndrome though, like, because, like I said before, that this stuff is so much bigger than me, and then bigger than my fiance and all that. And so it's like, sometimes I feel like, who am I to be like representing the city the way I am and doing the things that I'm doing. So it's like, I do struggle with imposter syndrome in a major way, especially because like I kind of lack in I don't know if you're gonna cut this out or not, but I feel like I lack a little bit in my own culture. And because I grew up in a private school with not that many black people at all, I didn't get a chance to experience a lot of the things that my friends now talk about and mention, and I'm sitting there like looking like I don't even know what that is, or I don't know who that is. And so I'm learning though, like I hate that I missed out on that part of my own background and story. And so like I'm trying to be intentional with everything I'm doing. So like with Experience Booklet, I'm trying to make sure that there's just as many black owned businesses in that book as there are, you know, the businesses you hear about every day. I'm trying to make sure that like with my platform, when people are paying to be posted in our group, if there is a black owned business that can't really afford it, I'm making sure that I'm finding a way to like, let's make this work for both of us, because I want you to get that exposure. So like right now, the top post in our group individual is a post that reached like 7 or 8 million, and it's from someone who literally sells daiquiris out their house. And I'm so proud of, like, you know, like your corporate magazines and stuff, they're not gonna put that, you know, in their stuff, right? Just probably, I don't know why, but being able to like do that, be able to like put someone like that deserves that exposure on my platform and see them get that means the world to me. So
yeah, and I know you said you didn't have that. I guess you missed out on some parts of the culture, but you giving back to the culture. I'm trying to, just along what you just said.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think it could have been so easy for me to just stick to what I knew, and just like, you know, stay on this certain path. But I'm trying to make sure that I'm being intentional and being purposeful with everything I'm doing.
Now, who are some of your partners or collaborators that you work with?
So like on a larger scale, like City Museum. They put me on. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. City Museum is a huge part of a lot of the things that I've been able to touch in the city, of them giving me a chance. And my testimony with them is that I remember maybe 4 years ago, I reached out to City Museum. I had just made front page of Wall Street Journal for one of my events. And I'm like, I'm feeling myself. I'm like, oh, I can work with anybody now. And I reached out to City Museum, and long story short, I probably didn't have my stuff in order. My email probably wasn't correct. It just didn't hit like it needed to hit. And so I was told no. And so I kept going though. So I didn't take that no and say like, oh, I can't do anything. I kept going, and then like 2 years later, City Museum called me and was like, we want to collab. And I was like, sometimes the timing is everything. And sometimes you may not be ready at that time, but keep going and eventually you'll get there.
Don't take it personal, because I can share similar stories, you know, on my end about that. Like, I reached out to somebody and they may not even respond.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and it'll come back
eventually.
but yeah, City Museum, I've done some things with like the Cardinals, the Blues, just as far as like collaborations with selling tickets, stuff like that. We actually are going to the Bulls game to support Jason Tatum.
Okay.
And taking 2 buses up
Chicago?
there. Yep.
I would assume.
Yeah, we're taking buses up there. We sold that out pretty quick. I was planning on just doing 1 bus. That sold out fast, so I'm like, okay, let's add another one. Yeah. So we're excited.
Yeah, I know you did. What's the adult prom was back in July?
Yes, me and my favorite Stacy Pugh. People either are going to see me with my fiance Donna, or you'll see me out with Stacy. And Stacy's like my best friend, love her to death. But I look up to her. She does events too, and it's crazy because the way sometimes I think negativity can be talked about in the city, if people don't work together or can't collab, and I really don't believe that, because I haven't really dealt with that. Stacy and I do very similar things, and people probably would love to see us like not work together or have issues. But when I say we like this, and respect is that biggest thing. She respects me, I respect her, and we get on each other's head. She stay on mine the most, but in the end, like the stuff that we're able to create is magic. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Now, do you have any upcoming events?
Yes, I have a few things. Like I said, the Bulls thing. I have something in December with Live by Lowe's. We're doing an adult holiday midnight brunch.
Okay.
So I think that'll be cool. And every year I do my adult Easter egg hunt in Forest Park. So that's one that sells out quick.
Yeah. I do remember seeing that. Earlier this year, one earlier this year, didn't you?
Yep. Yeah, we were back for the first time after 2 years of the pandemic.
That's why I remember it being a big deal.
Yeah. So that's what I made Wall Street Journal for, is the Easter egg hunt.
Gotcha. Now, what is your ultimate goal with this?
With the company, or just with everything, I would say my ultimate goal is to be able to have something to pass down to my son. I remember graduating high school, and I didn't go straight to college. And even when I went, I didn't stay. So I think my biggest thing that I could change is like knowing what my options were, instead of just like sitting on the couch and wasting time. I wish I would have known, like, hey, you can start a business, or you can do this, you can do that. And so I want my son, when he graduates high school, to have options. You can go to college, or you can take over mom's business, or you can do a trade. I want to make sure he has that. But ultimately, for the business, I want to see this in way more than just 17 different cities. I want to see some major collaborations with, like, I want to see us in airports, we've even had people that moved to St. Louis because of being in the group. Someone was trying to decide if they're going to move to Springfield or St. Louis. They joined the group. 2 weeks, they said, we're going to St. Louis. Wow. So, like, the type of impact that we have on our city, especially with, like, tourism and all of that, I want to see us in the same places you see Explore St. Louis. I want to see us, too.
I see it for you.
Thank you.
How can a community get behind you and help you?
Cash at me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I would say, like, definitely following the pages, and the biggest thing with the group is that it's not just a me thing. On Instagram, you got influencers that, like, they post stuff and they're like the star, right? They run their page, and it's based off of what they do. But with groups, it's community. So it's like, when someone posts in there, hey, where should I go for my anniversary? Comment. If you know a place they should go, let them know. Because I don't have the capacity to answer everyone's questions.
Yeah.
And so I'm just super grateful for the community supporting in that way. And then purchase Experience Booklet. That's probably the biggest thing right now.
Yeah. Now you said they can follow you. Let them know where they can follow you at.
Yes. So on every platform, date ideas and things to do. So that's Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. But if you are going into one of the Facebook groups, you'll put in date ideas and things to do, and then you'll put in your city. So STL or Chicago, Atlanta.
One last question. Are you looking for influencers? I know you said, like, it's the group thing. Are you looking for influencers to kind of contribute to the group? Yeah,
so we more so wanting creators and influencers to join our database that we have, because just like businesses were asking me, do I know a photographer or a videographer, they also asked me, do I have a content creator or someone that I could send out to do certain partnerships. So I'm able to, like, be the middle person to make sure that the businesses are paying the creator, and that the creator is doing the deliverables and all that. So we've been doing a lot of those things. So if you are a content creator and you're looking for more brand partnerships, definitely contact us.
Sure. I'll say I appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you would like to announce or speak on?
I don't think so. I think that's it. This felt good though. This is my most chill. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Again, shout out to your social media so you know where to follow you at.
Yep. So it's Date Ideas and Things to Do on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube coming soon.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.